Tell me about Chinaman and Zay.
Okay, now, okay, Zay is a little Slauson, and Chinaman was a big Slauson. Now, those right there, hey, those are, each one is a novel, not a story in itself. Okay, Chinaman was leader of Big Slausons. Okay, I came in this neighborhood in 1950 when I was 7 years old. Okay, I knew, by the time I was 9, I knew about Slauson. Like I said, I didn't come to the park to 54 and I didn't join baby to 55. Okay, I used to hear about Chinaman. When I'm going to Miramani Elementary School. I'm about 9 years old, 1952. I'm walking up the street and I see this guy coming. His head was wrapped up. Okay, and a dude from Little Slausons passed by, and he said, "Yeah, what's happening, Chinaman?" He said, "All right, what's happening?" And I look and I see him. I see this dude with these Chinese eyes and his head. What I mean by wrapped up, he had like he damn near had a cast on his head, and stuff because he had been in a fight. Okay, and I heard about the fight later on, and that was Chinaman. So I go to school the next day, and I told him I seen Chinaman. Everybody want to know how he looked. I said, man, he was about this tall. I had him tall as a Watusi. About this tall. He had Chinese eyes, and his head was in a cast. And I put, had it built up like a big dog. When Chinaman goes away and come back, and I grew up, Chinaman was about an inch taller than me. Later on, but when I was shorter and little, he looked like a Watusi to me. That dude right there, he stayed gone most of the time. See, he did all his time in the feds. Okay, the name that the businessmen have, Raymond Wright, Suge, and Chinaman was real tight. Suge wanted, okay, they used to go on robberies, okay, and robbing banks and everything else. And that's what when you say, well, man, where you going? So I'm going to take care of some business. So when you go take care of business, you go take. So Chinaman and Suge was robbing, and they were dressed up with suits and briefcases, okay. And Chinaman is actually the one that gave the businessman the name, okay. Before we see, because Suge is originally a Ross Snyder, you know. No, wait a minute. I think he was it was either Ross Snyder or a baby Rolling Stone. Okay, but anyway, uh, he mentions that, brings that up. And so Suge kept the name and took it. Okay, and Suge wanted Chinaman to hang out at South Park with him all the time. And Chinaman always said, well, I'm a Schlosser. Just like that. Okay, so Chinaman, from fights that I heard about, nobody, see, the youngsters in Watts don't know these names. Chinaman was fighting John Hall from Watts. He has a brother named Duval Hall who was in the Huns, which is my age group from Watts. Okay, John Hall was a legend in Watts. No, he was fighting Sweeto and Budum from Watts, and Pete Slocum is the one that hit him in the head with the pipe wrench, the Stilson. We called it a Stilson, the red one with the little thing you turn. Mm-hmm. They're just for pipes. Pete Slocum hit China. That's when I saw Chinaman with his head wrapped up. That's what had happened. He was fighting Sweeto and Budum, and Pete Slocum hit him in there. He fought John Hall on another occasion. Okay, and Chinaman had a reputation. To this day, he's dead now. He died. He finally went to the state penitentiary for something, and he never got. Basically, I put it like that: he never got whooped by nobody. That. He said he was a one-man gang anyway. And like I said, I came on the park in '54, and he's a Big Slauson in my whole life, and I've been living around here in August it'll be 68 years. I lived away and stuff, but I was always capable in the neighborhood. I ain't never met no more than 10 Big Slausons. Mm. See, because all them dudes was grown already. See, Chinaman would be, if I'm going to be 75, Chinaman's birthday is in September, he'd be 81. But it says some dudes older than him, because I seen some old men come to Slauson Park in 70-something. And I asked them, hi, how you guys doing? Sir, how y'all doing? They said, we all right. I said, well, what are you guys doing up here? They said, we're from Slauson. I said, oh, you know Chinaman? I said, oh, yeah, Chinaman was a youngster. They used to call Chinaman a youngster. Mm. They say he was a young upstart, is what they called him. They say he was doing so much, we just let him do what he wanted to do. See, so he wasn't the oldest. See, right now, the oldest living dude that we have is T-Roy, Thomas Henderson. And he has to be 83 or maybe going to be 84 years old. I don't know for sure.
Tell me about Zay.
Okay, now Zay Bellinger. Ooh, man. Okay, his name is Xavier de la Cruz Bellinger. See, that means Saint Xavier of the Cross, you know. Okay, he's a Little Slauson. Okay, now that guy right there, and I heard all these guys out there, but so-and-so had hands, and so-and-so had, so I don't know what you call what they had. Yeah. Hey, man, actually, I never seen him in a fight. And what I mean by that, I saw him fighting, but it wasn't a fight, because everybody he put his hands on got knocked out. Okay, okay, right up here on 78 and Central, I heard the people talking about the skating range they went to Compton when all them skate, but they didn't mention one skating rink, the most famous skating rink in all of Los Angeles.
Which one is that?
The Savoy, 78 and Central. See, the Washington Arlington skating rink, it had a name. It wasn't no such thing as World on Wheels and all that other stuff. But the Savoy skating rink was #1 skater. They still got Savoy skaters right now. They've been all over the United States. The younger ones, and they won contests in the South, up north, and such of the descendants of the originals. Okay, and up at the Savoy one night, this dude from Watts. Okay, he lived down here, but his brother's from the neighborhood, from the Renegades. Okay, Little Renegades. He got in an argument with Zay. Zay knocked him out. But check this out. When he hit him, he knocked him out of his shoes. Okay, his shoes were still tied up, still on the ground, but you know what pigeon-toed is? Okay, the shoes were like pigeon-toed, and the dude was about 10 feet away, flinching like that. Okay, one night we on 51st and Menlo. It's a little school right there between Hoover and Vermont, at elementary school. And we had a party, Little Slausons and Warlords. See, by this time we quit saying, actually, Baby Strunker. I'm a warlord from Baby Slauson. And a dude steps on Zay's shoe, big old dude. Okay, and Zay said, well, don't I get some excuse me or something like that? Oh, nigga, who you supposed to be? And Zay said, well, who are you? He was some dude from the Gladiators. Okay, and he asked Zay, who are you? Zay, I'm Xavier de la Cruz Bellinger, Little Slausons. And so the dude went to fire on Zay. Zay clocked him, knocked him out. 4 more dudes rushed up on Zay, and they said, bloop, 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 out. See, that's why I say I ain't never seen him in a fight.
Knocked him down like dominoes.
Yeah. So you can ask, okay, a dude from the Businessman one time asked me a question. Cut that off. 1957. We're on the way to club meeting. It's about 11 of us from the babies. Okay, we're on the west side of the street between 70th and 69th, headed north to the park. All of a sudden, something said, "Hey, niggers!" What? You know, we thought it was somebody from Watts or something like that. We looked up, and it's 4 cars of white boys. The hell are they doing around here? I mean, it was still white people in this neighborhood, plenty of them. See, we didn't get to that, but anyway, they jumped out of the cars, and they were spook hunters. Okay, and these are them haystack carrying chumps, potato sack toting chumps. And said, okay, in 1957, I was 14 years old. Okay, I'm weighing 120 pounds and 5 feet 9 inches tall. And 120 pounds, ephemeral weight, Now, it was a couple of dudes a little bit taller than me, and none of us were big, but we're doing it with them. Okay, they made one mistake, and that mistake was they came on the the day of club meeting. It was on a Thursday, okay, and whenever there was a club meeting, Hooper, you had dudes like lived on Compton and Central, of the block, but instead of going down Central and going to the park, or going down Compton to Gage and cross over and go to the park, everybody would come to Hooper and go straight up Hooper to the park. Okay, and Little Slausons and others were coming up the street. Okay, and so we're fighting with this white man that lived at this house, the only house that's between 70th and 71st. It is he had lumber in the yard, so we got 2x4s, and we're wearing this chabot. But see, it was about as many of them as it was, because about 11 or 12 was us. But see, they were older and bigger than us, and stuff, and we're doing it. But see, Little Slausons was coming and stuff, and Roach and them came up the street, and then Roach and them jumped on them. They came in 4 cars and left in 3, okay, and stuff, and plus they left a jacket behind, and so Roach took a jacket from the sucker, okay. See, way on the west side in their place, they had little fragments of spook hunters, but it's not to be confused with white boys in general. See, because you had white boys that every once in a while. In 1957 again, I'm going to Horace Mann Summer School. Okay, I'm standing on the corner of St. Andrews and Florence. There's a little building on the north side of the street, right at the corner of St. Andrews on the east side. It's on the north side of Florence, and on the corner right there. I think it was a real estate or like a little lawyer or something. That's what I'm talking. I got on white khakis. I got on my French toe, got on my purple and white check shirt, my red tam. I'm clean, and I'm talking to these 2 chicks, and my back is turned to Florence. Okay, and same thing. Hey, nigger, and then I turn around. When I turn around, the white boys threw a cup of soda at me. Okay, and it was cola. Okay, and it hit me right here, and all that cola wasted down on my white pants. So I got them little brown stains. Looked like I peed on myself. Everybody, ooh, you peed on yourself. Man, I was so hot. And I got some friends that's in the Black Classic Car Club, and a lot of them got them 57 Chevys. And so I don't like a 57, so I like the 55 and the 56. And then one of them told me, yeah, I know the reason why you really don't like 57 Chevy, because them white boys who threw that stuff on you was in a 57 Chevy. It was way in the back of my mind, that's the problem. But I don't think so. I just don't like the way they look, and then at Horace Mann, okay, it was me, Dudley B from Midget Slausons, okay, and they called him Gangster. He was leader of Midget Slausons. Me, Dudley B, Little Lewis from Little Warlords, and Richard Steels, okay, a chick named Peggy and a chick named Ollie. So it was 4 black dudes, 2 sisters, and 1 Mexican guy and 2 Mexican girls and 1 Asian girl at Horace Mann Summer School. Okay, some white boy said something, and I'm getting ready to fire on him. Okay, but he's backing back, and when I swung, he some kind of way he stepped up on his toe. I'm gonna chin check it, and he stepped up on his toes, and I hit him in his neck. And that fool fella, I started turning bluish. I said, oh, I was scared. I was getting ready to run, but then he came to, and everything. See, and they were sitting there. I told you it was just us. Okay, do you know that whole school was afraid of us? Yeah, because we were black coming over to Horace Mann. See, and everything. And
so you had white students at Horace Mann then?
Oh, let me clarify something for you and everybody that lives in South Central Los Angeles, from all the way to Compton. White people was already over here. See, I haven't told you about when I moved in this neighborhood and what was here. See, Watts had white people. And Watts is named after somebody white in the first place.
Did the Slausons have a certain dress style to distinguish you guys from the others?
Oh, yes.
And what was that like?
Okay, now, first of all, I got to talk about the school itself, Fremont. Not talk about it, but see, all of the 50s, when they had Ivy League and Continental, those dresses that people were dressing like around the United States or the world or whatever. See, we had all of that. See, we dressed up all the time. See, we had slacks, we wore slacks. And see, to this day, I don't wear athletic shoes. Every time you see me, I got on shoes. See, we wore French toes. Everybody thinks the Mexicans are the only ones that wore French toes, and Mexicans are the only ones that wore khakis and stuff. See, and Mexicans are the only ones that wore Pendleton shirts. That's not true. See, and anybody got something to say something about it, call me up and we talk about it, because I can prove it. Okay, and so we wore that. See, we wore Levi's and stuff, and then in the babies, see, okay, we had different cliques of the babies. See, between 55 and 58, there was 500 baby Slausons. Okay, so when we had the bell bottoms of Slauson, okay, we wore the navy work bell bottoms, the blue jean bell bottoms with the patch pockets. Okay, and we also wore khakis, and we wore the real Levi's. Okay, and stuff, and we used to wear different things to go with them, like moccasins and stuff. We might have a white dress shirt with some Levi moccasins and such and so on. Then as time went on, okay, like I said, we were dressed most of the time. Okay, we wore suits, sports coats, alpaca sweaters, mohair sweaters, tab collar shirts, stingy brim hats, and such and so on. Tams, and different stuff like that. Eight-piece caps. The 8 piece is what it is. The cap that has a little button in the top, but it has 8 sections. Then you pull it to the side. See, we wore all of those kind of caps, and we were always dressed. In fact, we set the dress code for damn near for everybody else in Los Angeles. Then we had a special dress, which we call flooding. Okay, we had our high top biscuits and Spanish boots. Okay, and at the top of the high top biscuit, we would buy our pants too short, where you could see just the top of the biscuit, and you only way you could see the sock is if you move your leg up, and see people start laughing at us, talk about look at them niggas flooding and blah 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 blah. See, and a lot of people laugh and got whooped by some flooding niggas, like we look like a bunch of sissies and punks. See, and then we had cutaway coats. See, it was an old man named Tipper Taylor. See, like I told you, my parents dressed. So I had tailor-made stuff in junior high school. So I had Florsham shoes when I was 15 years old. See, and so Tip made cutaways. Matter of fact, Lafayette called me one time on the phone, and he had a picture that the Temptations took down on 33rd and Central, and they had saw us at the Palladium, okay, and stuff, and we had on cutaways, and they went and got some cutaway coats. A cutaway, like if your father had an old suit coat or something, and he didn't want them more, you take it and take the tailor, and you could cut it square, or you can cut it rounded off, or whatever. And like, you know what a bellhop is? Mm-hmm. Okay, how a bellhop or a they had them short jackets, mm-hmm. But that's what we did with the coats. And then we'd have cutaways with high top biscuits on and flooding pants. See, that was a dress code. And then we had the Slauson buckle, then big buckle belts. Okay, the buckle was about this big in the front. One day I was walking down the street, but this was a few years later. So they had stingy buckles. So I'm the first one actually, and anybody can contest it if they want to, but they better ask somebody.